Yo, what is good, everybody? I am here to give you my PDD second week of playoffs game. We're playing Skywalker, and they had a very, very scary team. I'll flash it on the screen just so y'all can see it. But it was a bundle Cinderace mirror match, and that was not ideal. So we had some cool tech, I think. We had a couple of different things. So we did have double AV, so we had AV Cyclizar and we had AV on the King Gambit. We did also have a Light Clay Screens Sandy Shocks. We had a pretty standard Garganacl. The Gallade, I believe, was Cassiberry. Yeah, Cassiberry, that's the ghost one. So it's Cassiberry to live a hit from the Zoroark, and we were Agility, so because, like, looking at the team, the fastest mon on the team was Bundle, but after we get to +2, we actually were able to outspeed. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So there was that. And then the Bundle set was actually the one that I think was honestly the best, because this bundle, so it was Specs Bundle. So my idea was get Bundle behind screens and just click buttons. But the nice thing about Specs Bundle here is also that it is very good at being able to take hits from Bundle. It's like the other bundle. So it was never dying to like Specs Bundle on his side or anything like that. So we were max speed, or we were fast enough rather to hit the Noivern speed tier, which I think is like 380. I think it hits 380 speed, or 379. So I think we were 380. Yeah. So I made sure of that. And then the biggest thing was with Bundle, I could always live a Specs hit because we had a bunch of Spadef investment. So that was kind of the biggest thing, was make sure that Bundle always wins the 1v1 and can kind of just click buttons. And so let's take a look, and I'll talk you through some of the turns. We're going to run this pretty slow, so I'll talk you through the turns and sort of what I was thinking while I was doing this. So let's do this. So I lead with the I lead with the Garganacl, and then I double into Cyclizar. So I'm thinking here, okay, Cyclizar lives anything that Rotom wants to do, and also I was really afraid of a trick here. So I double into Cyclizar, which I thought was a good call, and they actually sub, which is a bit problematic for me, because I'm like, oh, okay, so I either have to drop a Draco, but then they get another sub, or I U-turn out. So, but I decided to click knockoff, and I'm not gonna lie, this sequence of events I definitely played really poorly. Like, I should have just clicked U-turn there, and like as soon as I saw Nasty Plot, I was like, okay. And yeah, so here, like, I'm gonna make the right call, and I'm gonna U-turn, and we'll U-turn into the King Gambit, which honestly, I was like, anything this thing wants to do, King Gambit takes it. We are AV. If it does click Will-O-Wisp, then like he subplot Will-O-Wisp and then one of the stabs. So I figured, okay, this is fine. We do end up taking some damage from the Thunderbolt, and see, King Gambit does eat that. We do end up messing up on the Sucker Punch, which again, I kind of threw King Gambit away here, which is unfortunate, but we did, for the most part, I guess, trade Rotom for King Gambit, which was, looking at the team, Rotom did threaten at least the bundle and the Sandy Shocks, so I was kind of okay with Rotom being gone. And we do get to just click U-turn here with Cyclizar. So Rotom is down. That's really nice for us. And we can kind of now go into Garganacl, and there's so many less things that are threatening it. Now, one thing to note, I couldn't Terra there because of the Dragalge, so I was like, okay, we're not even gonna worry about it. We'll just switch into Cyclizar. That Sludge Bomb was unfortunate, and then we turn around and miss a Draco as well, so things are not going well for us right now. I did end up getting to knock the boots off, but it doesn't look like we're gonna have an opportunity to set rocks, so I was like, okay, whatever. But I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a Scarf or a Band or anything like that. So the good thing is Garganacl comes in on this pretty cleanly, and we don't really have to worry. So they've only shown us Pyro Ball to this point, so I'm not sure if they have Gunk Shot, but I did do the calc, and we do end up living the Gunk Shot, so I'm like, okay. And actually, it's actually really funny. I don't think they were libero because they clicked taunt and it didn't change. I didn't realize that during the game, but because when they click pyro ball, it stays the same type, but then taunt is supposed to immediately change their type. So yeah, I didn't realize they weren't libero. But here I just decided to stay in because I was thinking, okay, if this thing clicks a move, it was a roll, and it would be locked into Brave Bird, which we then could have went into Sandy Shocks and got our screens up, but it wasn't. It was Zoroark. So I decided I'm going to go into Cyclizar here because that's probably my best switch in. I didn't know if they were choice locked, so I figured that was the play. We do reveal that they are Sash with the knockoff, but yeah, so I'm looking at this now and I'm like, whoa, major threats are gone, right? I was really afraid of Zoroark, I was really afraid of Cinderace, and Rotom did decent into my team without the 2 AV Mons, right? So at this point, I'm like, okay, so Flamigo comes in, it's going to kill the Cyclizar, but I think, honestly, Cyclizar and King Gambit have sort of done their thing now, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, Garganacl, even at 58%, like, will still be able to come in at some point and get leftovers or something. Like, I can get it in and be able to click recover or something like that. Like, I was in a pretty good spot, so I wasn't too mad about that. And I still had screens. I still had the ability to set screens, and my whole time I was thinking, okay, I just need to get Sandy Shocks in on Dragalge, and we're good. Because then I can set screens pretty freely, and I'll be able to just get Bundle in and it wins. So that was kind of my thought, but we'll see what happens here, because I thought here, okay, honestly, I saw the booster energy, it was speed, I was like, okay, this is a chance to go into Gallade, because Bundle doesn't ever kill Gallade with an attack, and Sacred Sword does a ton. Sacred Sword being sharpness boosted is just so good. Gallade is a champ. So I do kill the Bundle here, right? But in hindsight, I kind of wish I would have just clicked Agility. So when it got the sub up, if I would have clicked Agility, I would have always outsped. So I was thinking like this thing could sub on me or it could Hydro Pump, and that was kind of my problem. But honestly, the right play was always to click Agility there, because if I click Agility, I always kill, right? I'm running the calc, like I always kill unless they were like super invested in defense and HP, which I don't think they were. So if they sub and I get the Agility off, then like I'm always faster, so then they can't sub again and do it cleanly. And I already saw booster energy, so I know that they don't have an item. So in hindsight, I wish I would have clicked Agility that first turn, because worst case, they're slower than, or they're able to do the damage, and even a crit Hydro Pump wouldn't have killed Gallade. So that would have put me in a spot to just finish the game with Gallade. But now we're in a spot where, so I had figured that the Flamigo was Scarved. So what ended up happening was I was like, okay, I know Gallade's gonna go down here, which it didn't have to, right? Like I wish I would have been able to just finish the game with Gallade. I was feeling pretty good about just winning the game with Bundle, so like there was that, but I still thought about it and I was like, yeah, this was a mistake. I should have clicked Agility, and if I would have clicked Agility, the game just would have been over here, because Gallade had coverage. It had Sacred Sword for the Bundle. It had Psycho Cut for the other 2 Mons. I was gonna say for the Flamigo, but also for the Dragalge. So, all right, let's continue on, and I'll kind of talk about this a little more. So, we do end up killing the Iron Bundle, which was again super nice, and this thing is gonna click U-turn, which I was really surprised about. But now we're just gonna be able to click the Psycho Cut and do a ton of damage to this. So now Gallade's in a spot where it can just kill this. So Gallade picks up 2 kills here. That's pretty dope. Gallade is probably my favorite mon on this team. I really love Gallade. Gallade is super awesome. But for some reason they clicked Copycat, and I guess anything they did, like, I guess it didn't really matter, right? But yeah, so then we just get to go into Bundle, and obviously there's Scarf, so Bundle is going to be able to pick up this kill. So really exciting that we are moving to semis. So our opponent is going to be the person that we played in week 3, I think it was, where our footage got cut. So very excited about that because we'll actually be able to play on Wi-Fi. They did change their team up a little bit. I think they made like a big trade. I don't remember what it was. I'll have the team for you guys next time. But they made a big trade and they ended up getting a couple of wins in playoffs, and then the most recent one, they actually ended up getting a forfeit win, which is a little unfortunate just because the other player that they did play, I did want to play them because they were, I think, the 1 or 2 seed. I think they were the 1 seed actually, yeah, because I'm technically the 2 seed on Division 2, so they were the 1 seed in Division 1, and I was really hoping to get the chance to play them. But it's all good. There's still a bunch of really good coaches left, and I'm really excited to be able to play some of them if we do continue to move on. So very excited about this, but I'll catch y'all. I'll be back with the next one. Also, very, very excited. PDD has started, so keep an eye out for any PDD content. That's going to be super hype. We got a lot of awesome coaches in there, a lot of great people, and yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to catch y'all later. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.